Walter Elias Nistis was an American animator, film producer, and entrepreneur. A pioneer of an American animator industry, he introduced several developments in the production of cartoons. As a film producer, he holds the record of most Academy Awards earned and a nomination by an individual, having won 22 Oscars from 59 nominations. Walt Disney Production is an American corporation known for producing groundbreaking films and holding various media and entertainment properties. It has expanded into a holding company, acquiring companies like ABC, ESPN, Pixar, Marvel Entertainment, and 20th Century Studios. Walt Disney began his career in animation in 1920 with Kansas City Film AD Company. In 1922, he founded the Lab of Gram Film Studio, producing cartoons based on fables and fairy tales. In 1927, he began his first series of fully animated films featuring characters like Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit, and Mickey Mouse. The first Mickey cartoons, Steamboat Willie, was an immediate success, leading to Disney's dominance in the animated market.
At Disney, we are committed to creating a better world. So in order for Disney to serve this purpose, they've come up with some CSR activities, which we've categorized into two stakeholders. So the first one is the internal, the employees. So those activities are managing employee well-being and growth, expanded employee benefits. They also provide continuous training for all employees and also diversity and inclusion. So for the second stakeholder, the external, so the first one is the society or the community. Those activities are for community and virtual volunteering. And for the environment, they've come up with the activities such as reducing carbon footprints, supporting non-profit conservation organizations. And further details will be discussed in the next slides.
Let us identify the stakeholders. The internal stakeholders are the employees, managers, owners, and the five major internal stakeholders are Robert A. Iger, Alan Braverman, Thomas Tuggs, Christine McCarthy, and James Rasulo. For external shareholders includes suppliers, society, government, creditors, shareholders, and customers.
Primary stakeholders, Disney employees. The team is familiar with the new workplace setup during the pandemic era, particularly remote work, and it's contributing to evaluating adjustments and suggesting improvements for increased efficiency. Followed by shareholders of Disney, are also concerned about the financial performance of Disney. Consumers. Disney's reputation as an honorable and socially responsible company is influenced by its customers' expectations of the company's ethical practices. And last, corporate governance. Disney is committed to upholding integrity and adopting governance policies that foster thoughtful and independent representation of their shareholder interests. Next is the secondary stakeholder, MedShare. They provide a medical supply donations, followed by ABC News on-air content and PSAS, followed by a special programming and fundraising, Los Angeles Pandemic Relief Fund, and last, Black communities, social justice, and strengthen our connections to the next generation of Black leaders. And the key stakeholders are employees, shareholders, consumers, and government.
Power in influence. Walt Disney inspired the world in many ways. Disney has contributed to the increased popularity of animations. It stands out as leader in the production of live TV shows and movies. The quality of its animations is excellent as well. They show how art could help the world see how beautiful movies could possibly be. Disney has influenced society with charitable works. It collaborates with national, local, and international NGOs to support various causes. Disney World characters take part in charity events as well. Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, and other characters play a major role in attracting money for donations. They offer insight, helping the company donate to the best charities. Disney encourages creativity and imagination. It promotes creativity and tells stories with an impact. Many parents and teachers have used Disney shows and films to make their children more creative. The sense of imagination could translate to other disciplines. The movies encourage positive attributes, and kids are encouraged to root for characters with positive qualities. In conclusion, the influence of Disney on modern society is undeniable. It has helped promote creativity, reinforce positive morals, and support local economies. Walt Disney took risk and introduced a completely different way of entertainment.
For the salience of the Walt Disney Company, let's start with the dormant stakeholder. Examples of dormant stakeholders might include your high-level management team, former employee, or people who know sensitive information about your company. And in this case, the former senior executive vice president, Alan Braverman, Thomas Taggs, former COO, Christine McCarthy, former chief financial officer, James Resulo, former senior executive vice president and chief financial officer. And the next is discretionary stakeholders. Latent stakeholders that possess legitimacy are called discretionary. They do not have the power to influence the firm and have no urgent claims. Non-profit organizations such as schools and hospitals that receives donations and volunteer labor fall into this category. So in this case, we have Helen de Vos Children's Hospital, Spectrum Health, Veterans and Military Family, United Negro College Fund. Next is the demanding stakeholders. They are those with urgent claims but no legitimacy or power. Irritants for management but not worth considering. Example are people with unjustified grudges, serial complainers, or low return customers. And for the Walt Disney Company, they have investor Nelson Peltz. They had controversy about the executive seat in the company and the Southern Baptist Convention. The next is the dominant stakeholder. An example would be the board of company. The blend of power and legitimacy means they act on their intention. Should they ever want to, they might not spend too much time on the project, but you know it when they want to get involved. So for this, we have Mark G. Parker, the chairman of the board, and also the board of directors. The next is dangerous stakeholders. Dangerous stakeholders are those with powerful and urgent claims, will be coercive and possibly violent. For example, employee sabotage or coercive unlawful tactics used by activists. Note that Mitchell et al. Identified these stakeholders but don't require them to be acknowledged and thus awarded legitimacy. For this Walt Disney Company, we have the media and bad employees, for example. So for our next stakeholders are dependent stakeholders. They have urgent claims and legitimate views but often rely on other stakeholders to carry out their will to compensate for a lack of power to influence the organization. The example for this is the local residents around the location of the Walt Disney. Project managers and clients are definitive stakeholders because they heavily involved in the project's development. They also offer detailed expectation and their approval is required for the project success. Competitors, disinterested people are the non-stakeholders, and other people who have no economic impact on the business.
This matrix shows the stakeholder analysis of our design company. They are the latents, promoters, apathetics, and defenders. The nonprofit organizations, CFO and CEO, former employees, local community, and suppliers are shown in the grid's latent quadrant as having great impact and low interest in the company. The next are the apathetics. They are those who have little interest and power or influence. These are the unconcerned about company's effort in any form, and as a result, they require little or no management at all. Example for apathetics are the non-stakeholders. Promoters are a group of stakeholders with little influence but a lot of interest that the project manager must pay particular attention to. These are the stakeholders with the most power to promote the project within the organization, but they also have the most power to obstruct it if not handled appropriately. Examples of these are the customers or users, the investors, the owners or founders, the shareholders, and board of directors. Defenders are a group of stakeholders with little influence but a lot of interest. They support the project or business, so they should be kept up to date on decision making to keep them involved and motivated. Defenders are those local residents, the NGOs, the creditors, and the media.
According to Walt Disney's latest financial reports, the company's current revenue is 87.8 billion. In 2022, the company made a revenue of 84.41 billion, an increase over the year's 2021 revenue that were of 72.98 billion. The revenue is the total amount of income that the company generates by the sale of goods or services. Unlike with the earnings, no expenses are subtracted.
For the CSR activities for employees, Disney prioritized employee well-being and growth, implementing increased health and safety protocols at all locations, offering personal development programs, childcare, and virtual events. They have launched new programs and events to ensure diversity and inclusion, ensuring every employee feels heard, respected, and valued, enabling them to reach their full potential. For community, Disney has provided nearly 27 million US dollars in kind support to local communities during the pandemic, including food donation, unused PPE, and virtual volunteering opportunities. They have also provided comfort and inspiration to children with serious illnesses through global work and wishing granting, demonstrating resilience and innovation. For environment, their commitment to environmental stewardship includes reducing net greenhouse gas emission by 50% by 2020 and supporting non-profit conservation organizations to protect wildlife and their habitats.
A world of belonging where each person feels seen, heard, and understood. A world in balance where people and wildlife thrive. A world filled with hope and promise. Explore our commitments and our work to create a better world through our stories, experiences, operations, and philanthropy. An excerpt from 2022 Walt Disney's CSR report. Analyzing the Walt Disney Company's CSR operation entails considering how the company interacts with various stakeholders, assessing its existing CSR strategy, and identifying opportunities for improvement. We can approach this by evaluating Disney's CSR operation using principle from class and then discussing how to improve its CSR strategy, particularly from the standpoint of good corporate governance. To begin with the CSR analysis, stakeholders engagement approach. Customers, employees, suppliers, shareholders, industry and business communities, environmental group, including nonprofit and social impact organizations, are just a few of the many stakeholders with whom Disney interacts. Walt Disney maintains the relationship with stakeholders and communities through continual discussion, believing that doing so will improve their ability to discover possibilities and solutions to some of the difficulties. They also participate in policy problems affecting their firms, both directly and through industry associations.
continuous and responsive involvement with key stakeholders is helping to shape their CSR strategy, goals, and initiatives. Disney's CSR priorities and strategy. The focus areas are World of Belonging, World of Hope, and World in Balance. For the World of Belonging, diversity, equity, and inclusion create authentic and unforgettable stories that inspire global audiences. As for the World in Balance, environment and conservation help change the course of planet's story, creating a healthier home for people and wildlife. And for the World of Hope, community bring comfort, optimism, and joy to communities and inspire hope, especially for children. The foundation of pillars are investing on people and operating responsibly. As for the investing on people, foster a culture where employees are inspired and empowered to do their best work. And as for the operating responsibly, it operates the business with integrity and adopt governance policies that reflect the stakeholders' interest.
Strengths of Disney CSR strategy. Walt Disney's 2022 CSR report aims to create a world of belonging, balance, and hope through stories, experiences, operations, and philanthropy. Analyzing Disney's CSR operation involved assessing its current strategy, identifying opportunities for improvement, and evaluating its interaction with stakeholders. The report emphasizes the importance of good corporate governance in enhancing Disney CSR efforts. The call to action that guides the Disney CSR strategy was derived from their founder. Walt Disney himself said that conservation isn't just the business of a few people, it's a matter that concerns all of us. And their 2030 goals are as follows: net zero greenhouse gas emission for direct operation, 100% zero carbon electricity, innovation for low carbon fuels, investment in natural climate solutions, implement localized watershed stewardship strategies, source sustainable seafood, zero waste to landfill for our wholly owned and operated parks and resorts, use recycled, certified, or verified sustainable paper and wood, at least 30% recycled plastic in products and packaging, design packaging for reuse, recycling, or composting, use recycled or sustainable content in textiles, sustainable production processes for our products.
For the philanthropy strategy, Disney has been a significant contributor to children's hospital and wish-granting organizations, particularly in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. In fiscal year 2021, Disney contributed over $290 million in cash and in-kind charitable contributions, with over 50% of its efforts supporting underrepresented communities. For the diversity and inclusion strategy, their intention is to make progress toward a workforce that reflects the market. The Walt Disney Company launched Reimagine Tomorrow in 2020 to promote diversity and inclusion in the workplace. The company is committed in creating authentic stories, characters, experiences, and products that capture global audiences' imagination.
Strength of Disney CSR strategy. Walt Disney brand has been known for more than 90 years in US and has been widely recognized worldwide, especially due to its Disney Channel, Disney Park Resort, and movies from Walt Disney Studio. The company is perceived as the primary family entertainment provider and was the 90th most valuable brand, valued at $51.1 billion in the world in 2022. Weaknesses of Disney CSR strategy: transparency and accountability, gender and race-based disparities among its employees, data collection and privacy practices of Hulu, a company with serious data collection issues, lack of disclosure on its political spending of lobbying activities. Labor practices. The Walt Disney Company has a code of conduct per manufacturer that has set forth requirements for labor standard, and working coordination in the supply chain. 1. The company also has an international labor standard program that seek to foster safe, inclusive, and respectful workplace. However, some critics have accused Disney of violating its own code and exploiting workers in various countries. Some of the issues raised include high wages, long hours, poor health and safety condition, lack of freedom of association and collective bargaining, and involuntary labor. Corporate governance. Number 1, the company's public stance on social issues may expose to legal challenges and shareholders' lawsuits. Number 2, the company's large size and market dominance may limit growth opportunity and attract antitrust scrutiny. Number 3, the company's consumer goods operation are limited compared to its competitors and may miss out on potential revenues.
Here are the suggestions in improving Disney's CSR strategy from a good corporate governance perspective. First, transparency and reporting. Achieving the goal of a reimagined tomorrow demands transparency and accountability. From their culture to their content and experiences, they should work together to translate their intentions into actions. Supply chain oversight. Disney brings stories and characters to life through innovative and engaging physical products and digital experiences across hundreds of categories, from toys and t-shirts to foods, books, and games. They should be committed to respecting human rights, reducing the environmental footprint of the supply chain, monitoring the safety and integrity of products, promoting supplier diversity, and working in collaboration with others to meet their objectives. Thirdly, board composition and independence. To effectively address their CSR strategies, companies should maintain strong relationships with diverse stakeholders through open, transparent, and responsive dialogue. Regular engagement helps define and prioritize ESG issues, enhancing their understanding of current and emerging topics.
For ethical content production, Disney must uphold high ethical standards and comply with all laws and regulations. Their standards of business conduct apply to all employees and provide resources for ethical conduct. The board of directors is accountable for these principles. Regular training and communication on the standards are essential, and employees can report ethical concerns to the internal alert hotline, the guideline. Community engagement. The company should aim to cultivate, value, and encourage curiosity, collaboration, and creativity from everyone. They should strive to build supportive environments that inspire optimism and drive innovation. They should work to create a culture that is welcoming to all, celebrates unique perspectives, and promotes respect for one another regardless of identity or background. Monitoring and evaluation. First, establish key performance indicators to measure the impact of CSR initiatives. Next, regularly evaluate and adopt the CSR strategy based on results and feedback from stakeholders. Last, by implementing these improvements, Disney can enhance its CSR strategy, particularly from the perspective of good corporate governance. This will help maintain the company's brand reputation, foster stronger stakeholder relations, and contribute positively to society and the environment while ensuring an ethical and responsible decision-making throughout the organization.
Improving Disney CSR strategy from a good corporate governance perspective. Environmental initiatives. Disney sustainability is a full of activities. Few of them have been in a play for a while and others are just getting started. We have 3 environmental targets should be focused on. The first is zero emission. This target, Disney should commit to produce or purchase 100% zero carbon electricity for its direct operations globally. The second is reducing waste. Disney Fit is a direction to eliminate single use of plastic straw and is heroes of all Disney-owned and operated locations across the globe. The third is lower impact products. It is focused on using 100% recycled content on the content from certified sustainable source for its paper product, textile, or plastic used in its bundled product and packaging. Founder Walt Disney said, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them."
Disney's impact on society is undeniable, promoting creativity and supporting local economies through innovative entertainment methods. However, critics accuse Disney of violating its code and exploiting workers, including low wages, long hours, poor health, and involuntary labor. Disney's large size and market dominance may limit growth opportunities and attract antitrust scrutiny. The controversy surrounding Mama Coco, the great-grandmother of Coco, highlights Disney's unfair practice and the company's CSR practices. While Disney is known for its enchanting experiences, the controversy reduces the company's magical way of entertainment and suggests that their CSR practices may be driven by profit rather than authenticity.
And here is our references.